Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Welcome to Double9Radio.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm alright, yourself.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna done it again. Anytime anyone asks me how I am, I can't say just I'm okay. No, I have to say I am super duper excited. I'm amazed. I am glad that you're here today.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you, Gazza. Oh my God, see the excitement. I already said your name. I wanted you to, introduce yourself. I told you the excitement is quite overwhelming this evening. But without further ado, so my listeners know I've got the real deal on the show this evening. Can you tell us who do we have on the show?
Yo, my name is Gaza, a.k.a. Gazlam, a.k.a. Pumumu. I'm an artist from Namibia, and I'm happy to be on Double9Radio.
Fantastic, Gazza, man. I want to say a big thank you for taking time out to come on the show today. It's amazing to have you on the show as well. I mean, but before we start, I need to say something. Like, I found out that your favorite football team is the best football team in the world. I mean, like, I'm talking about, like, not international. I'm talking about, here in the UK.
Yeah. And we're about to play now.
I know.
In about 45 minutes.
I know. We're about to play. We, because that's my team as well. Yeah. We're brothers. We're brothers from, me. Do you know what I mean?
You never walk alone. You'll never talk alone.
Exactly. We never walk alone. This is it. We're brothers as well. Amazing. The best team in the world.
Yeah.
But again, I'm sure. Hopefully they win tonight. I know. It's amazing. But anyway, let's get with the show today because I'm super excited to have you on the show and maybe talk about a great deal about yourself, your music, your new album, and great things you've achieved, in the past as well. But I mean, there are quite a lot of people might be listening this evening and think, Gaza, is it Gaza? Is it Gascoigne? Or is it someone else? No. But tell us, who is Gaza?
Gaza is a boy who was born on the northern part of the country, which is stigmatized for nothing good really comes out of there. So I was born in a town called Shakati. I was raised in a village, looking after cattle and goats. I used to go to school called Ofika, which is about 10 kilometers from my house. So I used to do that distance at primary school. I went to high school in Tsumeb, which is a town, not a village. And then I completed my marketing studies in Cape Town, Boston Business School. I actually lived for about a year in the UK. I did this the working visa, the 2-year working visa, but I only stayed for a year. Yeah. So in a nutshell, that's Gaza. I was working for a company called Minolta, and then I started making my music, and I've never worked ever since.
Wow. That is such an amazing story. It's such a story of someone who was determined to be successful regardless of whatever situation they found themselves, because a lot of people might not even have the dreams. I think that's quite remarkable. With that, I mean, what would you say inspires you as a being? Like, what inspires Gaza to keep going?
Man, I think it's really just the hunger, man. You see, I was happy, like, being brought up in the village, but there's poverty there, but we didn't see it that way.
Yeah.
And the more I was exposed, it was just like the more I want more, and the more I try, the more I prove to myself that I can actually do it. And being brought up from poverty, one always had but low self-esteem, and you're never really sure. And when you come to places which are developed, you kind of become the laughing stock because you have to learn everything from scratch.
Yeah.
And that still plays with your confidence. So I would have never dreamt that one day I'll be able to buy a car or buy a house or just be awarded the best artist in Namibia, for instance, or
artist of the decade.
Go to South Africa, artist of the decade, or go to South Africa where on international platforms where you are also awarded like international awards in terms of music, competing with the best of the best. I would have never dreamt of that because the cycle at the village was You grow up in the village. You one day maybe you get married. You make your own village house, and the way of farming mahangu and farming cattle and goats. That was the way of life there. So
wow.
I mean, I feel like right now I'm sitting on top of the world comparing to where I come from.
Yeah. I mean, that's such an inspiring story. It just says to you that you can achieve anything. You know, you can achieve anything if you set your mind to it, really. And I think that's quite remarkable. Yeah. Amazing. Okay, I mean, you mentioned that, you know, you lived in a village and you decided to, you know, you focused on your education. You had to work about 10 kilometers to your school, and you still did it.
Yeah.
But I mean, how did it all start? You know, you becoming a recording artist, you know, today, because you mentioned also you came to the UK, you did you know, like a work placement kind of thing, but you still focused on music. How did it all start?
That's because when I was working for Minota, they gave me a laptop, and then my laptop got a virus, so I had to take it to a friend who was specializing in telecoms, IT, the IT department, to put an antivirus for me. And he's my friend, so he knows that I love music so much. And I thought I just loved listening to music. So he installed my first Fruity Loops for me, and he just said, you know, I added a little something for you there.
Wow.
See if you like it, because it's got to do with music. And then I started experimenting Fruity Loops, and then, you know, it became a bit harder in the end, you know, trying to balance
work,
you know, my working hours and then my sleepless nights trying to figure out Fruity Loops. And the moment I got it right, I couldn't sleep at all. I was just making music. And then when I came to the UK, I had already released a couple of songs. They were on radio. And then towards the end of my first year in the UK, I was nominated for the first award here in Namibia. So I came back to basically just to attend the awards for the weekend and come back to the UK. And I saw that my things were messy and people were claiming my songs here because I was not in the country. So I stayed to correct that, and I never really got back to the UK unless it's just to visit or for holidays.
Wow, amazing. I mean, your story is so inspiring. I'm you know, I'm having like, wow, you know, I'm having like wow moments, like listening to your story, which is quite amazing. You know, from where you started from and to where you are today, and you're so humble and how you describe it as well. You know, you're proud of where you come from, which is quite amazing as well. I mean, if you look back now, how long have you been in the entertainment industry now?
It's probably. Let me see, maybe 15, 20 years.
Okay. Wow. That's a long time. That's a long time. And you've done amazing things. You've achieved things that people within the entertainment industry or have been there for like years, 30 years, 20 years, haven't achieved. And, you know, you're doing great. I mean, if we listen to your music, I've listened to your music. I mean, I'm going to come to the current one quite soon, but I've listened to your music in the past, the ones you've done, the old albums, the new albums, and I must say, Gazza, I don't know, your talent is a different thing. It's like a different kind of hits you, even if you don't understand what the meaning is.
Yeah,
you know, you can still vibe to it. You know, I remember I came across, I think this is a really old one, Tanakwa. You know, it means turn.
That was actually my second song ever to record, and I produced that one myself. That's part of the experiment of Fruity Loops, the first Fruity Loops that I got from my friend.
Oh my gosh. I listened to that, I'm like, oh, this guy is just, I know why you are the artist of the decade in Namibia now. You know, I looked at that, and I'm like, he's got skills. Then I'm listening to the most current ones. We'll come to that shortly. But, you know, when you were growing up, you you lived in a village, you walked to school 10 kilometers. You know, if you look back now and say, you know, what was your strongest memory of your childhood? What would you say?
I would say maybe the rainy season, because that kind of symbolized always like new hopes for me, and everything becomes green there. You know, Namibia is a dry country, but during the rainy season, it's a lot of work. Like we have to plow now before you go to school, but there's water everywhere, and the animals are happy, you know, and then they're getting fed again, and you know, it's just a lot of things. Just the rain just brings about a lot of things and a lot of prosperity. There's fish, there's frogs you can eat. There's this wild roots and stuff that just grows out of the ground.
Amazing.
It's just a happy time for me. And then when my father would like come and visit, that was also one of my happiest moments at the village.
Amazing. So, I mean, would you say your childhood and, all the experiences you had has had a major influence on your music today?
Yeah, I think so, because like a lot of people today, especially the youth, they don't have patience. And, being sent to the village, because Oshakati, where I was born, is a town, and my father was a businessman. So he sends me to be raised by his brothers and sisters, my uncle, in the village, so that I can be taught mannerism and my roots. So a lot of kids growing up in cities and towns, they don't get a chance to do that anymore, so they don't have that endurance for patience, and they want everything now, and this is why
You're right.
It also kind of factor the hindering of longevity when it comes to what they do. Everything becomes bubblegum for them, and because they don't really have the patience to do what they want to do properly.
I mean, would you liken that to? I mean, you're quite right. I totally agree, because now when we look at youths growing up, it's always like instant. It's almost like an instant world where everything has to be instant.
Yeah.
You want to. I mean, you hear about artists who create a track and expect, I want that track to blow, kind of thing. Or you have the one-hit wonders who don't put in the work. I mean, do you think that this is the influence of social media? I mean, social media is good, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, do you think sometimes social media has a negative effect on social skill developments of artists sometimes?
Yeah, of course. Of course, I agree with you when you say that, because, I mean, for me, I look at social media as a tool, but a lot of people look at social media as a way of life. And with that comes a lot of pressure, and people are showing their achievements, and they're showing their lifestyles and what they're doing, and some even have to fake it just to be accepted in society.
Yes.
I don't really do that, and because of my career, sometimes I am forced to do that as a marketing strategy.
Of course.
But I don't do it because I believe in it. I'm doing it because I'm trying to manipulate the algorithms and to use social media as a tool, not for social media to use me as a way of life. For me, social media is not a way of For me, social media is like a car that you use to go to work, or a taxi or a bus. So I use social media to go to work. So basically, to put it in a nutshell.
I love that. I love that description. And adopting that description, using social media as a means of getting to work. I think that's the best way you can describe it, because as you mentioned, a lot of people use that as a way of life. And everything you're doing, I'm eating there, no, it's a tool. It's a marketing tool where you use to promote certain things you're doing. Okay, Gazza, how would you describe your style of, performing, your music? What style is that?
Man, I don't even know. When we first started, we were influenced by the South African Kwaito.
Yeah.
And even now, you get a bit of amapiano in my music, because that's the latest trend now. You get a bit of Afro-pop in there. You get a bit of dancehall, and a bit of hip-hop influence as well. But for me, I'm a lover of music, and I listen to everything. At the time, especially during the lockdown, my favorite artist was Andrea Bocelli.
Yeah.
And he has been my favorite artist for the longest time, but he heard this song. He just brought out this song with his son. I don't know what the song is called. I forgot now. But I used to listen to. I listen to soul music. I listen to R&B, and then when I go into my studio to create, I create according to the mood, and whatever I feel at that time, I try to do. And whoever is presenting their beats to me, and a certain beat speaks to me, whether it's slow, whether it's fast, whether it's reggae, whether it's dancehall, whether it's amapiano, whether it's, if I feel it touches me, and then I'm just gonna choose it, and I'll figure out what to do with it.
Amazing.
So my music, I think I can just call it maybe urban Namibian. I don't know, because what I try to do on these modern beats, I try to incorporate my tradition and the way the people at the village used to sing. For instance, a lot of their harmonies are not really on paper. Like I know that I can't read notes, but
what you've done is so genius that I was asking myself. I mean, I was talking to the team, and we're listening to the actual EP, and I kept playing over and over again. I had my headphones. I actually, put it on my device, and I just started listening to it myself, and I didn't worry about anyone else. I'm thinking to myself, if Gazza has done this is the road to Messiah. What is Messiah going to be like? I'm thinking, but okay.
I don't know if you've been following. I don't know if you've been following on my social media, but we've been having listening sessions, and I call in a couple of experts and my team, together with my team, to choose the tracks that will make it for the album, because I think I've done over 30. I think there was about 35 songs, and we only have to choose the best. First, we decided we're going to have to choose the best 13, and that didn't work. We ended up agreeing on 16. So those are some of the songs that didn't make it for the album. There's more, but I just felt like we can't really just put everything to waste. People have to hear what didn't make it for the album, because what the team and the expert don't understand is that I put my heart and soul in every song that I write. So I just thought it was fair for people to hear the songs that didn't make it for the album.
I mean, I'm blown away. If you're telling to me that those 6 tracks on the EP didn't make it to the album, I'm anticipating what the album is going to be like. I want to be the first in line to listen to it, because
thank you.
I'm listening to Fina. Fina is one of my favorite ones there. I'm listening to. I need to get the names in my head now, because I know Fina so well. Look, Fina, All My Life. I like All My Life as well. And Moses, and I love the way you did Moses. And there's a track in there. I can't remember what it was, but there's a lyric you used about hammering on all night, like something about hammer. Oh my gosh, I'm blown away. I am blown away.
Oh, MC me Monday morning, so I MC hammer you in the evening.
That's it. I know. I'm impressed with your skills, because it's amazing. It's amazing. But I want to know, when you're in your creative mood, because you talked about, you have to be in a mood if the song speaks to you, or the beat speaks to you, depending on the mood you're in.
Yeah.
What mood were you in when you're creating this album? Because it has to be some mood from Mars, or some alien mood, because it was just hot.
You see, the thing with me is that today I'll be working on this song, which is a happy song, and tomorrow I'll make the saddest song, and then the next day it's a club banger, and then the next day it's just a chilled vibe. For me, really, it's just about that moment, and it's also because I don't really write music. I just try to freestyle and make as many mistakes as I can and re-record myself again. And I'm not afraid to try, especially when I'm alone in the studio and I'm recording myself, because then I know that there's no one to pass judgment on me. Because my creative process is really, really funny. I could hang on to a particular word or just a hum or something that gives me vibes, and then I'm afraid that maybe a lot of people in the studio won't catch it, and their faces will also say a lot to me, like, "Yo, what the hell are you doing, bro? Yeah. You have a reputation to keep." Yeah, So yeah, most of the funny songs, I record myself alone, and sometimes when I'm with my producer, then I explain the concept and what we're trying to do, and if he vibes with it, then the vibe is good, then we go ahead. But there's no, I can't really say that when I'm happy I can't create a sad song, because of life situations. Sometimes when maybe within the beat, maybe there's a certain instrumental that just reminds me of something that was maybe from a sad place or from a happy place. So I'll hang on to that guitar string or whatever it is that will remind me and create the whole song around that. Yeah.
Amazing. That's talent there. That's talent. So from the EP you released on the 6 tracks, which is your favorite?
Yeah. Man, I would say my favorite is probably either it's kind of tough because
it's a difficult one.
It's a difficult one because the song Uyuni, we actually forgot about that until one of my team members said, there's a song called File 123 or something like that. We didn't even have a name. I'm not Uyuni, but Uteku.
Uteku,
and
yes.
and that's Uteku means the upbringing, and that takes it again back to the village. And that's actually the song that's doing numbers on the EP. That's the song that's number 1 everywhere, and people can't believe it's not on the album. Actually, I've been getting calls like, "Yo, there's no way this song comes. I don't care how the album sounds like, but this song has to be on the album." So, that doesn't influence me though to say that that's my favorite song. I'm just saying that's the people's favorite. My favorite will probably be All My Life.
I like, yeah.
And followed by Ochika Chetweta. Ochika Chetweta means it's a celebration song. Like, that's how people in the village will sing at the birthday or at the wedding. They'll say Ochika Chetweta or Ruvaro. What brought us here is a birth of something. That's direct translation. What brought us here. So those two, I think, are topping. And then the third one would be Do You featuring J.O. J.O. is one of the GMP artists, which GMP, which stands for Gaza Music Production. I have a lot of young talent that I'm also raising at the same time and trying to promote. Yeah, so, yeah. In that particular order from the EP, those are my favorite. Moses was my favorite once upon a time, but that was the first single for the album, so it was released, I think, just the beginning of 2020, but I recorded that song at the beginning of 2019.
Amazing. Okay, yeah. we're gonna go for a short break, and I'm gonna play Gaza All My Life. I think for me, I like that. I love the words on that as well. And we're going to talk a bit more about the upcoming album as well, which I can't wait. Cool. I can't wait. But stay locked in. It's your host Double9 on Double9Radio with the amazing, talented artist of the decade, Gazza. It's your host Double9.
Kind of really diverse. Like I say, for me, I just go with my vibes. You get some tracks. They even have a jazzy feel there. But I think one of my strongest points is just my message. Like you can dance in the club, but behind that song you're dancing to in the club, there's a strong message of hope or whatever it is. I don't really do gimmicks, but I try to keep it strictly commercial, but with a message. So yeah, we're just gonna have a variety of vibes in that one. So. And I'm equally excited because I'm grateful for the reception of the EP, and I've had a room full of people for a couple of times now, and they strongly agree that those are the tracks that shouldn't go on the album, and the other tracks are the ones that should go on the album. So I really can't wait for people to hear them, and I'm equally excited, man.
I am excited as well. I think I'm more super excited than you because I'm listening to the first one. You gave us a taster. It's like you gave us a sweet, and we can't wait for more. We can't wait for more. I mean, are there any collaborations that you think will be so mind blowing if we listen to on that album?
Yeah, no, I have some Nigerian collaborations. I can't really say who at this point in time because I want it to be a surprise.
Yeah.
I have South Africa. I have Tanzania. I'm working on some remixes now, even off the album, with artists from Germany and others from Rwanda. I'm just making friends all over. Zimbabwe as well. I've had friends there for the longest time now, artists as well. I don't know if you know Nati O and
Yeah,
FQ.
Naughty O, yeah.
Those are my friends now. Yeah.
Amazing.
Those are my friends. So they were like, yo, how can we not be part of this? And I'm like, I'm done with the album. Maybe let's do a remix to something.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's gonna be a different feel. The guy that is mastering, or that did also the mastering for the EP, is Jackson from Finland. So I'm just all over the place, but I'm getting really the quality that I wanted and that I've been striving for the longest time.
Amazing.
So as it is right now, he is busy mastering the album, and every song that he sends back is just amazing. And I must send a shout out to Jackson, because the way he masters music is the first time in my 20 years of being in the industry, is the first time I experienced that, because he gives you that, we have that back and forth, this track is not right, mix it this way rather, or the bass is too low, I cannot maximize it here or what. And then he always sends the tracks back and forth, and until you get the right one. This is why we get the quality sound such as that.
Amazing.
And I've been working with a lot of young producers from Namibia, DJ Shoza, Melo 5, Family Jones is one of my old producers, is also on the project. I've got producers from Australia, from Mozambique as well. All my life is produced by a Mozambican producer. I'm just all over the place, and it's going to be amazing.
Lovely.
I can't wait for you guys to hear the project. That's how, with the management and the planning and everything, it kind of eats me, because now I'm done and I just want the people to hear the music.
Amazing. I mean, it just says to me, it represents a truly African album, isn't it? Because every producer you've mentioned different,
yeah.
Or should I say even a global type of album, because different people from different parts of the world have had a contribution to this masterpiece you're about to release onto us, and we can't wait.
Yeah.
As well. Also, you mentioned about a Nigerian artist. I mean, it kind of reminded me. You actually had a feature with Davido, if I remember.
Yeah, I have a feature with Davido. I have a feature with B-Red already. Let me just say, one of the Nigerian artists that I'm working with on the album is Rick Hassani. I know management is going to kill me, but I'm itching to say Rick Hassani has been my friend for the longest time as well, and we've been talking about work, but we never really got to it. So I think after our 4-year friendship, we finally did something.
Wow.
And it's amazing. Sounds amazing. He's very talented. Shout out to Rick Hassani. Yeah.
We can't wait. I mean, what other collaborations would you say you're looking forward to, in the music industry? If you was going to say, okay, after this album, which is already mind-blowing, on your next album, because I'm already speaking into the future.
Yeah.
What collaborations would you be looking forward to? Man,
I think, I listen to a lot of UK hip-hop.
Okay.
There's an album that I actually listened to one day when I was flying from the UK. I don't know, I forgot the guy's name, but the album, I think it's called Heavy is the Head.
Oh, yeah.
That was a crime.
Oh, my gosh. This would be bad if I don't say his name. Oh, my gosh. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think he's Nigerian as well. I always thought he was Nigerian. I think so. He's Nigerian. My God.
Yeah,
the reason the name evades me now is because I'm so immersed. I'm so immersed in your thought, but it will come back to me. I know. I mean, that would be an amazing collaboration.
Cool. Yeah. So that whole UK vibe, I want to mix it with my culture. I see, the contrast sometimes is so beautiful, in music. And then I also want to work with an American artist as well. Doesn't matter who, whether new school or old school.
I can do the hookup on an American artist. She's quite good. She's been on the show as well. Her rapping is insane. Like, her rap is insane. When she does like old school type of rap, it's insane. I can do that hookup.
Guaranteed. That boom bap. Yeah, I'm also into that boom bap type of style of hip hop. I've been a very big student of hip hop for the longest time.
Amazing.
Yeah, but I think it's time for me to deliver that side of me as well.
Looking forward to it.
And then I wanna work with maybe Whiskey,
Yes.
and Burna Boy. You know, just guys that are really, really making. I've met all of them already anyway. So it's just about just maybe linking up and vibing together. Basically.
Exactly. I mean, when
I want all my collabos for my next album to be really international, and I'm hoping that this Messiah album is gonna create that platform for me.
I hope so too. I mean, when I listened to Fina, I was gonna say, I was listening to Fina, and I'm thinking a Wizkid background would be amazing on this. Like, the beat would suit him so much.
Oh,
I think.
Nice.
Hopefully he gets to listen to this interview as well. I mean, the person you mentioned was Stormzy from the UK. Heavy.
Yeah, Stormzy.
Yes.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Yeah.
Yes, he's amazing.
Yeah, no, I was really vibing to him. Yeah.
He's amazing. I mean,
the whole, you know, like on Netflix during lockdown, we got to explore, and then there was a lot of British series as well, and I was into that, and there was a lot of British hip hop, and you know, when I was there, like garage was just something big.
Yeah.
And I used to know the names of the artists then, and I see some of them have grown even.
So solid.
Yeah, just that vibe, because I'm familiar to that vibe as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned garage.
Really want to have
you're talking about the So Solid crew back in the 21 seconds to go. Yeah. Amazing. Okay.
Yeah, that was my vibe. Yeah.
Amazing. So we've talked about.
And actually, my first album, half of my first album was recorded in Bermondsey.
Oh,
you know, there's a block,
in South London.
There's a block of studios in Bermondsey.
Yes.
Sorry?
In South London, Bermondsey.
Yeah, South London. Yeah, I used to live in East Ham.
Oh wow.
37 Doran Court to be exact.
Amazing. We can't wait to have you back,
How crazy is that?
We can't wait. We can't wait to have you back. We must. I don't think the Namibians will let us keep you here now, because they're gonna say no. That's our national treasure.
Yeah.
Because you only went on holiday and you decided to just stay. Maybe you can come back on holiday and you decide to stay again. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, okay. Yeah. I mean, it's wonderful. The way you describe what you're looking forward to, and also the current project, which is the Messiah album as well, which we can't wait to hear it. I mean, I always ask artists this question, regardless of where they're from, even because I've had Nigerian artists on the show, I've had South African artists on the show, and as you know, I've had other Namibian artists on the show as well. But from your point of view, what do you think is lacking within the Namibian music scene?
I think it's just the structure. I mean, we don't have a proper structure in terms of how can I say, infrastructure for music. Like, we digitally our music is being distributed mostly by DistroKid, and they generate the ISRC codes for us. And I just think it's high time we have our own ISRC codes, and then put up mechanisms to control music here in Namibia and worldwide, so that when we have our own ISRC codes, we can actually, get paid properly as artists, because now, the third parties are really killing us, especially now that the music is going digital.
Yeah.
And also the radio stations here, they don't pay our royalties properly, although we have a company called NASCAM. It's almost like every figure that you get paid, the figures are like Samsung. So I think what's lacking from my point of view is really like infrastructure, just to manage the music industry properly. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so I want to. I came across. You're a family man as well. I mean, you always talk about your family, and you cherish your family quite a lot as well. I mean, personality-wise, Gazza and Lazarus, is there a difference?
Yeah, a big difference, because Lazarus is sad most of the time and probably depressed at some points, and always thinking of the next thing to feed the family and stuff.
Yeah.
But Gaza is a happy guy because of the image that he's created to, and the expectations that he's created to the public, and also that he is a symbol of hope. So I can't express my personal feelings and emotions. The moment I leave my house, whoever is waving at me or wanting a selfie with me, they should feel welcome already, not only because I'm putting on a fake smile, but because I'm wearing a Gaza jacket now, and that's who Gaza is.
Wow.
Approachable, friendly, and that also, and humble, and that also has to do with a lot of that has to do with my upbringing at the village as well, because they taught us to be grateful at all times with what we have, but not to be self-praising. They say, let other people praise you rather than you praise yourself. So I can't really go out in the street and thinking that I'm the shit because I won Artist of the Decade and then forget about the people. And then I can't also be too fleshy because I'm supposed to be the symbol of hope and give hope.
Amazing.
The whole Messiah album is around giving hope to, during these difficult times. Our political sphere is in a mess. COVID, business, economy, everything is in a mess. So I feel like people need some sort of hope, and I just gave them that. And then this is why even the EP was a surprise drop during Easter, and people really, really enjoyed it. And up to today, I'm still receiving messages of just gratitude to say, thank you for making our Easter. We've been depressed for the longest time.
Wow.
And what everything is going wrong in the country, economy. So the Messiah album is really about just hope, good times, and just good vibes.
Amazing. I can't wait. Yeah. I can't wait to hear that Messiah album as well. I mean, the EP you dropped is a taster of what to expect. The brilliance that was and hard work that was put in to create the masterpiece of the Messiah album. I can't wait to hear it. I mean, as an artist, what do you enjoy most about being an artist? If anyone was to ask you.
What do I like?
Yes.
What I like?
Yes. About being Gaza.
What do I like about being Gaza?
Being a symbol of hope.
That is actually added responsibility. Because when we started the music, we started off as thugs. Just people were just lost. Trying to look for ourselves in the streets, and then we hang around with thugs, and then that was like and then the popular I started looking at things differently, and I was made ambassador of education by the Ministry of Education because of my influence at an early age. And then I was made again ambassador of the Back to School campaign by the Office of the President. And then I'm getting all these brands, that are endorsing me.
Yeah.
So everything becomes an added responsibility because now, even when I'm out there in the public, I'm really, really controlled. And I think that's the depressing part because, even when I want to do things, just go out and have fun and, things that I used to do, I can't do anymore because of all these restrictions.
Yeah.
So actually, at this point in time, it's not that I want to sound ungrateful. I am grateful that I have this chance and opportunity to be Gaza, but there's more things that I don't like than the things that I like. The things that I really, really love is making a difference in my community and just giving hope, like you said, and being able to make a difference and, steering the youth in the right direction.
Amazing.
I'm really, really trying, to be a stand-up guy, to be able to say no and use my voice for the youth and the people to really, really benefit.
Amazing.
And maybe stop thinking commercially and just really to leave a legacy, which is to touch people's lives. I've created so many opportunities for many other people, but it's not really something that I put on social media.
Yeah.
I've created job opportunities for a lot of youth. I've sent them overseas because of my connections. And that is what I love about being Gaza, because now I have the power to talk to whoever I want to talk to, whether, especially here in Namibia, I can talk to anybody that I want to talk to. They all approach me with that respect because they know of the type of person that I am. But on the other hand, being Lazarus is really deprived because I can't just go to the mall with my kids,
yes,
or and just eat out and have a good time. There was the last time I went out with the kids was Easter, And then my youngest at that point he started hiding under the tables because people were just coming. And sometimes I really just want a breather.
Yes,
and,
of course.
It doesn't matter where you go, whether it's hotels, whether it's lodges. I took a break now in January. I had to change hotels like 2-3 times because they're not adhering to the privacy rules of the hotel.
Yeah.
And but it's and it's amazing to see that because it means that I'm still doing something right.
Yes.
And I think that if that stops, I'm still gonna miss it because I'm gonna say, I was famous and people used to treat me like this and do this. Yeah. But there's a lot of restrictions and there's a lot of added responsibilities.
Yeah.
I can't just I'm a very simple guy and I hate shoes, so I can't just go to the mall and walk barefoot if I want, or wear flip flops.
Yeah.
I have to have a stylist. I have to have all these things. So it's really eating up. It's somehow eating me up inside that I can't just be. I used to be a carefree guy.
Yeah. I think it's more to do.
This is.
Yeah. I think it's more to do with your humble beginnings. You haven't what your background has given you is that innocence, which is still with you till today. All this, glitz and glam doesn't really faze you. Your vision is to help people. Your vision is to give people that positive energy. But it just comes with this glitz and glam. So, but I think you're doing amazing.
Yeah.
I think you're doing amazing.
So most of the time I stay locked up in the house, whether it's COVID or not. And then what I do is, the studio is the best part of my house. That's why I spend most of my time. We buy, something to drink, the tea. We call it the tea, and then I call up my friends.
Yeah.
And then sometimes my friends will bring their friends.
Yeah.
And then it becomes uncomfortable again. So it's just crazy. But I am grateful. That I'm blessed with this talent, and I'm grateful that I can make a difference in my community and society. And right now, if there's anything, anybody, any donor that can donate something from the UK, I'm actually busy with a group of young people fundraising to rebuild my church in the village.
Okay.
The church that I used to go to.
We will be making. I'm saying it now. Just let us know what the link is. Double9Radio will be making a donation and supporting that project.
Thank you very much.
You're most welcome, my brother.
So that's what I live for, man. That's what I live. That's really what gets me out of bed in the morning every day, is to look out for my family and to look out for the people I care for, and just really make a difference within my country first, and then probably later maybe Africa. I don't know what the future has for me. So I can't really limit myself to my country. I've already started making a difference in my country, and I want to continue to make a significant difference, and then maybe move on to the rest of the African countries that are really struggling. And then if I'm a symbol of hope in Namibia, I'm sure I can shed some light on Africa as well.
Amazing. I'm so humbled again that you took time out to come on the show this evening. It's amazing. All right, we've got some questions. I'm just going to take a couple of questions. We've got quite a number of questions. I think you've melted hearts here in the UK, and they're really paying attention this evening. But I'm just going to take a couple of questions. I want to apologize if I don't read your question. It's nothing personal. It's just because of time as well. So I'm going to take this is person they're from Bermondsey. This is Sandy from Bermondsey. Sandy says, if you could change anything about the industry, what would it be?
Yeah, I think a lot of artists suffer from depression. I think it's just something within the creative industry. I mean, you saw what happened to Amy Winehouse, and you saw what happened to DMX.
Yes.
And there's a lot of other artists who are suffering in silence. And they've done some great things. So maybe if we can have like a society where, we can help, just something, a platform where people can just share what they're going through, and maybe try to look for solutions around that, so that you can just help them to reach their full potential in terms of lifespan.
Yeah, I mean that's a great point.
What's an average artist's life nowadays? I want to say that 50 is the benchmark. I mean, how old was Michael Jackson? And everybody is ends up on drugs, and addiction this, addiction that, because it's a lot of time that we put in our craft, and we are deprived from a lot of things. So So when you get a chance to explore and experiment different things that will liberate you at that moment in time, we tend to overdo. What happened to Whitney Houston?
I know.
It's the same thing over and over again, but it just seems like it's ignored. But mental health is really, really important, not only for artists, though, but I think it's really, really common in the creative industry.
You're right. I mean, it's a very great point you made there, because you're right. A lot of people don't, look at the depression an artist might be going through, because they see them as mostly perfect human beings. They see them as you're living well, you're doing this, but it can be real. Depression doesn't really look at how wealthy you are. It can be due to some other pressures you're never aware of. I mean, I think that's a fantastic point that you made, Gazza. Very fantastic. Okay.
Thank you.
I'll take one more question as well. This is Lamy from Northampton. Says, what is the best advice you've been given?
I think the best advice that I ever got is from my mom before she passed. May her soul rest in peace.
Amen.
When my dad passed, I was just 9, and that's when we started experiencing like extreme poverty. And the tradition is that my father's family will take over everything that my father owned, and then they threw us out, me and my mom and my brothers and sister. So, after completing my studies in Cape Town, I thought that I was well learned. So I started trying to get some lawyers to get my father's property back. And my mom told me one thing: you don't have to get your father's property. Build yours. Build it from the ground up, but be humble about it always.
Amazing.
So advice. That also kind of got stuck. So that's the best advice I ever got.
Amazing.
To build it from the ground up and be humble about it.
Yes, amazing. Okay, I mean, any artist listening to you tonight should be inspired, should know that hard work pays off. But what advice would you give them to say, from Gazza, this is my advice to young aspiring artists listening to me this evening?
If you're doing music for to get paid or to get fame or for some other reasons, then I think you should do something else that will fulfill you, because music for me is supposed to be something that nobody tells me how many hours I must spend in studio, but I can do a back-to-back 24 hours in studio, and I don't feel like I'm working.
Yes.
You see, so I just feel like it's part of my life. It's who I am, and getting paid for it is just a bonus. You see, so if you find something that you can really, really do without feeling that you are working, then you will never have to work a day in your life. So we must stop. Some people are talented, really, but then their ambitions are wrong. I want to be famous like Gaza. I want to get paid like who. So that's the wrong way of going about it. I think, first of all, you should be the biggest critic of yourself. I'm always scared for people to hear my music for the first time, because I don't know what they're going to think. So you must do it until it makes you happy. When you are happy about it, then you can let it go to the world. And that means it has fulfilled a part in you. And if it was not for that, then the EP was not going to be released, because I feel like I gave all my emotions and everything on some of those songs, and some of those songs have taken me through things, like they have healed me. So people must hear them. So when you're doing music, when you aspire to do music, it must do something. It must heal something within you, because you can't write a very sad song if you're not sad at that, or if you're never sad in your life. Wow. And for me, maybe it's different, because now the industries are also different around the world, because now you have a lot of ghostwriters. But for me, I've never had a ghostwriter in my life, so everything I do is from the heart. So I cannot really speak for everybody, but I'm just giving my opinion. So and that's how I do it, and it fulfills me. Music is my therapy. if I have an argument with my wife, she knows where to find me in the studio. If my kids have done something wrong and maybe I punish them in a way that I feel guilty, I go back to the studio and I make a love song, maybe somewhere, somehow apologizing to them. So basically what I'm saying is just that music should come from the heart and not from aiming to, or not from ambition. Yeah, from the heart and not from ambition.
Amazing, fantastic. I'm inspired. I'm amazed. I am so glad I actually, have you helped me this evening, because you've inspired me so much, and to make me understand, things in life that we do, take for granted are the most important ones. Peace, time with family. Those are the really important things. The glitz and glam can go and come, but family and love would always be there. I think that's quite amazing.
That's so important. And it's funny thing is you're saying it now. And actually, my lawyer, he helps me with the commercial engagements and contracts and negotiations. And I'm busy building up a marketing plan for the Messiah album.
Yeah.
And he told me, like, every month, keep a weekend open to spend time with family. Every month.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's a funny thing you're mentioning it now. That's why it's so true. That's very important.
It is. Okay. Yeah. Just before we say good night or good evening or good morning to you, can you tell us a fun fact that no one knows about Gaza? That fun fact that you've never shared with anyone. We're gonna check.
I'm a self-taught cook. And I just found out during lockdown that I'm actually an amazing cook.
Wow. Okay. That's lovely. That is lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, exclusive here on Double9Radio. Now you know Gaza is an amazing cook as well. But I don't think you're going to be tasting his cooking anytime soon. Just go stream the album. I can't wait for it to come out. Gaza, it's been amazing to have you on the show this evening.
Thank you so much.
We never walk alone. We are brothers for life.
We never walk alone. Hopefully, we beat them 2-0 quickly before halftime.
Amen. Is it 1-0 now?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, guys.
It's been amazing. It's been amazing. I can't wait to have you back on the show.
It's a symbol of growth.
Yes, fantastic.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Yeah, probably after the album, after the Messiah album.
Yes, definitely. We want to have you back because I want to hear more about the inspiration behind that album. I can't wait to hear it. But again, it's been amazing to have you on the show, Gaza. Man. I want to say a big thank you for taking time out, and I wish you the best in the future. Speak to you soon.
Same to you guys. Thanks. Bye.